Hey friends, and welcome back to my channel. It's Theresa here, and today I have a process video for you from day 16 of my 2021 October Daily album. And so the story today begins with our child River, who you formerly knew as Natalie. And last year at school she was participating in Culinary Arts Club, and they did some cooking competitions throughout the year. And this was her first cooking competition, and their group won. And so they had wanted to do a practice run through of the recipe that they were going to use in their cooking competition. Yay for us. And so this was the photo of River with the dish that they made. And so, of course, this called for a super fun die cut. And I went to the Silhouette design store and pulled this one that reads, "Spells, Potions, Wands, and Roots, all for the witch's brew." And I loved how this had the little cauldron to the left-hand side. Great design here. And so I superimposed or clipped the photo of River onto that cauldron, and then printed another or cut another version of it in a black outline to give it some presence on the page and to help balance the black of the title. I'm using a pattern paper from the Bewitched collection. That was from Echo Park from a few years ago, I believe. And so using that as a fun little background here to kind of provide some contrast on the page, a little bit of color, and just warm it up a little bit. And that looks so cute with the cauldron on top of it. There was a little bit of green in that pattern paper. One of the moons in the pattern was green as well, and so I felt like it tied in with the green bubbles in in the cut file. And so let me know if you want a tutorial for including some of these, for manipulating some of these cut files. I'm happy to do that if you're interested. I think that there's some techniques with using the Silhouette to create these files that you may not know. So just let me know. And so I'm going to start here the process of adhering all this down. And I'm using the Tombow Mono liquid adhesive. I know you can use a glue pen, and the glue pen is probably a little bit neater. But I don't have a level of comfort that the glue pens are going to hold over the years. I'm not sure. It's no shade against glue pens or anything. It's just my own personal comfort level. So I like to use this Tombow adhesive, and I'm not affiliated with them or anything. It just provides a little more security to me. And it is probably a bit messier, but it dries clear, so once it's all dry you don't really even notice that it's there. And it's done really well for me with the photos, with transparencies. We'll see how it lasts over the years. I don't know, but I've always had the opinion that our work is valuable whether it lasts throughout the years or not. And so I hope that will inspire you to just create, even if it doesn't last. It's okay. Even if something falls off later on in the years, it's okay. But I do feel like this will last pretty well. And I wanted to just say too, you don't always see me using grabbers with my layouts, but today is the day, because the way that this cut file fit into that cauldron definitely called for a level of detail that I don't normally go into. And I wanted to just say too, if you wanted to use the negative space of this cut file, that would be perfect too. You could cut this out of black cardstock and then put your photo behind it, and then put a different color cardstock behind the words, and let the negative cut file float above the layout, and that would be a cool look. And then you wouldn't have to do all these little detailed alphabets. Also, of course, I'm doing it smaller. It was designed for a 12 by 12 page, and I'm doing it a little bit smaller for the 6 by 8. And so that's why it kind of got a little detailed here, and got a little, I don't know, particular. I don't know if that's the word I'm looking for, but it was definitely more than what I normally go for. But the end result was definitely worth it. I had so much fun putting this together, putting the photo into the cauldron. That is just so much fun. I feel like I've gone completely over the top with this album. I don't even know where all this is coming from. But it's been so much fun. I'm loving having a project this size, the 6 by 8 size, instead of focusing on 12 by 12s. That's been a lot of fun for me. And just being able to see the lighter side here. And I'll probably say that until the day that I am finished and don't do any more October dailies. It's just been kind of fun to do a lighter project, to do a themed project. I usually don't do themed items. And this is the super over-the-top themed album that you were probably waiting for from me. So, what great fun. And let's see if I have any other kind of thoughts here. It seemed like a lot of little tiny alphabets here. But let's see. Oh, you might be wondering, what did River make? They made a Pampered. I know these from Pampered Chef. So you take a crescent, you take like 1 or 2 packs of crescent rolls. I haven't made one since then. But you lay them out in sort of a circle so they overlap, and then you fill it with like, we always did a spinach and artichoke filling, or you could do pepperoni and cheese for a more, and spaghetti sauce for a more pizza style. And then you fold all the crescent rolls over so that it makes this ring. And you throw it in the oven, you bake it, and of course all the crescent rolls, they poof up like they do, and they turn just a little tiny bit brown, and then you pull it out and you cut it up and you eat it. And they're really good. Let me know if you're interested in a recipe. I'll find one for you. I just used one from my head. Years ago, I had a friend that did Pampered Chef, and that's how I came across this little recipe. And so then River and her group were they were searching for recipes on their own, and they came across it. So I can probably ask them what recipe it was. But anyway, that was, I'm thinking that was pretty close to what they did. And again, it turned out to win that competition for them. So that was really awesome. And way to get them involved in cooking and experienced with chopping and putting ingredients together. So I think at this point, all of the cut file elements are adhered on the page. I did leave the bubbles, the green color that they were. I like that as just a fun little pop of color on the page, and in contrast to the black alphabet, the black letters. And so now I've got to add my number, of course, and a little bit of journaling as always. And so I'm going to just play around here and see what I've got. First, I needed a label. So whenever I need a label, I just go for my LA Studio bucket here. That has been just the best thing I ever did with my Ellie Studio die cuts. They're all in there by rainbow order, and so if I need a black label, that's where I'm going to go for it. And they go with anything. They coordinate with any collection that you might have. And so I'm going to just do a little embellishment cluster down here. I'm going to try to keep it pretty simple because the page already has this fabulous title and this totally awesome photo. I'm not biased in any way. Yes, I am. But anyway, so I'm going to do the label here. The little number is, I believe it's from Tim Holtz. And then a little "You Are Awesome" circle bit, and the little word strip that says "This was so awesome," I think, or something like that. And that way I've got everything covered. I've got a great photo, a great title, a little embellishment cluster. I've got a label with my journaling. I've got my page number. I'm just checking off the list here. But wait a minute. I've got a page here that doesn't have enamel dots. Please don't fall off your chair. And I fixed that. So I went and grabbed some black, white, gray, and some flat green enamel dots. And I'm just going to add those here and there and just sort of add a little more texture, a little more pop of color here. Add some more bubbles. They look like bubbles at the top of the page. And with that, I think it's all done. So thank you so much for watching. There will be a blog post coming on Friday with this layout. And of course, you can see more details from this album and follow through the whole process on my blog. I will link all of that below. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you back here again soon. Bye-bye.